South Jamaica, baby, they made me to be the greatest. Serving the deed of my creators, fresh off of my high haters. It's the king again, Magda Wing, Chauffeured, bragging and boasting.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Dollars. Welcome back to the channel. It's another day, another dollar video, and I'm going to be reacting to No-Go Zones, World's Toughest Places, 7 Mile Road, Detroit, USA. This is a documentary. Obviously, the title speaks for itself. I guess this is going to be 7 Mile Road in Detroit. We all know the famous 8 Mile Road where Eminem is from, but I never heard about 7 Mile Road. So this is a no-go zone, meaning you shouldn't go over there if you don't know anybody. So yeah, let's hop in this joint and let's see what they are talking about.
7 Mile Road in Detroit. One of the most dangerous no-go zones in the USA. Those who live or dare to come here are playing with their lives. Ruled by the 7 Mile Bloods, one of the most notorious gangs in the city.
Any famous rappers from over there?
I mean, it just comes with the respect you get in the street.
Drug dealers,
Besides
hustlers,
Eminem?
killers and thieves, prepared to do whatever it takes to defend their territory.
Killing, robbing, homicides like a 24/7.
Detroit is bad. I already know.
Pursued by bounty hunters who hound them down and put their lives on the line every day.
There's been a lot of execution styles lately in the head 2 times.
From Detroit's no-go zone, death is the main escape route.
Once you in, it ain't no coming out.
I heard that. Drugs, prostitution, vice, violence.
Detroit, Motown, once the engine that powered the American dream. But while the wealthier people
Motown
escaped
Records?
to the suburbs, the bitter reality inside the Motor City became all too apparent. The former heartland of the U.S. automobile industry is teetering on the edge of an abyss. Poverty, crime,
Don't forget Flint.
decay.
You know what's crazy? Like, Detroit
For
has
years,
so much
Detroit has
potential to
been
be an
considered
amazing
one of the
city.
most dangerous cities in the USA, and especially infamous is 7 Mile Road. This is an area so tough that even the police only dare tread during the day. The violent crime rate is 5 times higher than in the rest of the country. In 2018, over 13,000 crimes were reported. Many more occurred. 7 Mile in particular is the front line for the bloody territorial battles that brutally define this no-go zone. Detroit is located directly on the Canadian border in the U.S. state of Michigan. The infamous 7 Mile Road stretches from one end of the city to the other.
Damn, the whole city done.
On the west side, the
One
law
end
of
to
the 7
another.
Mile Bloods is in full force. It's one of the city's deadliest gangs. Almost no one knows the true identity of the main members. Especially not this man.
They wearing Jason
Gang leader,
masks.
money.
You already know they crazy.
I mean, I'm a 7 Mile Blood. I joined the gang. It's more like, yeah, a family thing. I come from a long line of Bloods. I mean, our territory.
That's how it usually is.
Yeah, all the 7 Mile on the west side.
Today, Boss Money has gathered together his closest capos and confidants. One of them is Mo, Boss's right-hand man, and the guy who does the rough work.
The guy that put in the pain, the rough work.
And under the Jason mask, Meech, the gang's street dealer. For over 10 years, they've been controlling the drug trade with an iron fist. Anyone who gets in their way usually gets shot.
Oh, this crack.
Get
Crack
down,
cocaine.
lay down.
Altogether, it's about a little under half a key. People would die for this. You wouldn't walk around with this on the street. Nah, hell no.
Main source of income?
Drugs.
Another word for cocaine mixed with baking powder and water and then boiled up. Every month, Money sells a kilogram. Street value, $40,000.
Why would you agree to do this documentary,
my
though?
guys in the street. The drug game here is extremely.
He didn't even use a voice changer.
You gotta worry about the jackers, stick-up kids, the police. I mean, just the people who just don't want to see you shine.
Everybody don't want to see you shine.
It comes from all angles. Your best friend will kill you in this game.
Facts.
His man for the dirty work, right-hand man Mo.
Man, shit, this over the king, folks.
So they go outside wearing masks or nah?
I don't go out. I handle my business and I'm back out the way for the most part. But like I say, keep you strapped. I mean, that's the best way to protect yourself.
A bloody territorial war keeps the gang in turmoil. To keep their rivals in check, Boss Money needs a steady flow of new weapons.
Damn,
Meanwhile,
look at that house.
right-hand man Mo heads over to the gang's dealer.
Shit abandoned.
A ration of crack in his pocket. Even though crack saw its destructive heyday in the 80s, there are still plenty of users here, and it remains the most lucrative street drug in Detroit. Poverty and a lack of prospects drive 1 in 6 people into drug addiction. Besides crack, heroin, and cocaine, the market is flooded with opioids, and only the strongest of painkillers can kill the pain that the 7 Mile Road deals.
Perkies.
Drugs and turf wars are part of daily life on 7 Mile. Blood's member Mo has to be very cautious about which route he takes when running an errand. One wrong turn, and it could mean his life.
Be in the wrong hood, man.
Now you see right here, this the cutoff line for the territory. You got that side, this side. You know what I mean? And this is where it is. When somebody from the rival side comes, then yeah, it's automatic problems. They either can get, you know, a fight can break out, shooting to break out, stabbing, anything. But
crazy
it's most
there.
definite problems coming across the territorial line.
So if you stay on your side, you
Which is why the
good
gang
or no?
wants to stock up on weapons.
What if there's one on that
Defending
side
their
and you on that
turf has
side?
top priority. Outsiders often don't know for sure which area they're going through. It's gotten too risky for the gangs to make markings like graffiti.
As far as the graffiti, the gangs and everything, we don't really do graffiti around here no more. The graffiti part about it is old. You can tell, like I said, obviously what color they got on, if they have a certain color. You can catch them giving handshakes, you know, with their homeboys identify what crew they're in. And a lot of the dumb ones, they get online and they name their gang and then they put their name after their gang online.
Social
and
media.
that'd be their handle for their social media and shit like that. So it's easier for the police to recognize you.
Authorities estimate that about 100 different gangs control the streets of Detroit. Countless videos of shootouts and people posing with weapons are posted on the internet. There, the gangs brag about what they've done, and that's exactly what brought down 4 members of the 7 Mile Bloods. After they posted their hit lists on social media, the police were able to track them down and lock them up. For gang member Mo, it's a warning to behave as inconspicuously as possible. His motto, if they don't know your face, they don't look for your face.
That's a good motto to go by.
Not too many police because they fear for their safety too. People shoot at the police and whatnot. Now you got like the new generation. They're all drugged out to the fullest. So they're like zombies. So the killing is just reckless. It's a bad deal around here. It's bad. It's bad. So yeah, killing, robbing, homicide is like a 24/7, 365 deal.
For the police, every assignment is a risk, which is why bounty hunters are often used to go after criminals. A special unit of bounty hunters
Cops don't even want to do their job, so they
the
get bounty
outskirts of
hunters.
downtown. The team is made up of 4 men, former elite special forces, police officers, and mercenaries.
I think this guy's about 26.
Tommy Deepong leads the unit. So far, he's arrested over 2,500 criminals.
You got your baton, you got your spray?
I do.
Both vests?
Yeah.
All right, let's gear up.
Guns?
Yeah, better go armed.
Many ordinary citizens won't leave their homes anymore without a weapon. Over 114,000
As they
people
should.
have
They should be
concealed
allowed to carry
permits in the Detroit metropolitan region. But the actual numbers are much higher.
There's been a lot of drug-related, gang-related shootings, and so Detroit PD has been doing their best to be proactive with their gang units, but you can't get ahead of it fast enough.
For 20 years now, Tommy and his partner Popeye have been hunting down criminals. At the top of their list, gang members. Today, they're after a big fish.
So it's one of those cases where you get a tip every once in a while. It's a guy out on bond for a pretty serious offense. It was a large amount of cocaine and weapons charge. It's pretty much total gang culture. There's some locals, but Crips and Bloods, don't forget, still kind of rule the lay of the land everywhere.
How much your bond on that one?
$50,000.
Wow.
$50,000 prize money. The first clues lead the hunter
50,000?
straight into the
Shit.
no-go zone.
I might have to get into bounty
And who
hunting,
knows
y'all.
which criminals the bounty
Real
hunters might
talk.
encounter.
7 Mile. That's kind of like the hot targeted red zone right now. And there's been a lot of execution styles lately in the head 2 times.
Damn, execution
So
style
it's,
murders.
They're not playing. It's when somebody says that they're going to come and kill somebody, we used to laugh about it 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Now they are coming to kill somebody.
You take it serious.
And unfortunately, a lot of the,
Back to the right.
yes, to the right, people with the guns, the shooters, are juveniles.
The bounty hunters drive to the criminal's last known address. Standard procedure. They're counting on tips about his current hangout.
That'd be crazy if we
arrested,
actually see them catch
fugitive
somebody.
could face 8 to 10 years in prison. The hunters are also on the lookout for smaller fish in this pond. In his 50 years as a bounty hunter, Popeye, the veteran of the troop, has been attacked several times.
I think the worst one I had was out in Arizona. We was out there when I got shot in the back. I was down for about 2 years. And
I think
of
it's
course,
time to
been
hang it up,
stabbed
man.
and Almost lost all my fingers. They had to reattach everything.
This man is still out
And
there
then I
at
got hit
that
with a bar
age.
stool in the bar trying to arrest a guy. I mean, it's pretty dangerous, but I like it. I really do.
It's time for you to hang it up, Pops.
As they thought,
Real
no new
talk.
tips. But the hunters have to exhaust all their options.
Bro, this
keep
fucking
moving.
chair is mad uncomfortable right now.
They hope to get more information from the sister of the wanted drug and weapons dealer, so they set off in her direction, despite the risk. Because about 32% of all those living along 7 Mile live below the poverty line. For many of them, the way to get easy money is by engaging in any manner of illegal activities. Like for right-hand man Mo, he delivers the weekly ration of drugs to the dealer of the gang.
Hello? I'm about to pull up right now. Meet me up here.
The dealer sells mainly to regular customers. His route takes him through the territory of a rival gang. If he steps over the line, he'll face some hard consequences.
They're gonna air it out.
This neighborhood notorious for setting the house on fire. That's like, I
Damn.
don't hustle around here. That was the first time. Second time, they coming to shoot you and kill you. Keep your dope. The jobs that was here, they ain't here. Everything's fucked up now. The culture is fucked up. The dope game used to be our, but it didn't change.
Those 3 familiar bedfellows: unemployment, crime, and decay. In many places, Detroit resembles a
They don't
ghost
have
town.
nothing else to do but sell
Once
drugs,
home
bro.
to the U.S. automobile industry. Major companies like Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors. Since the economic and financial crisis, a lot of these factories have been empty. The result? Huge layoffs. Entire sectors of the economy moved out, and tax revenues have fallen to all-time lows.
It's crazy.
All that's left of the American dream is a living nightmare. Extreme poverty prevails on 7 Mile. Countless families can't make it without food donations. Steady jobs are rare.
I ain't know it was that bad over there,
Although some
y'all.
big companies have returned, the good old days are over. Dealer Meach has found his way to earn money here: sell drugs. His first customer is already waiting.
I keep the big three. That's heroin, that's coke, that's crack. And I just provide that service. We don't think this lifestyle we live in is illegal. We don't, this is natural to me.
The transfer point,
this ain't illegal,
the gas
bro. This
station
is
on
the
the
way
west
of
end
life.
of 7 Mile.
At the gas station.
What else they gonna do? They don't have that many opportunities now.
What up, though?
The gas stations are among the most dangerous spots along 7 Mile. Armed robberies, blackmail, and random shootings between gangs. Innocent people often get caught between the fronts. Anyone could be a victim, especially at night.
So don't go to the gas station at night.
For the people who live along 7 Mile, it's all just part of their unforgiving daily life. Also for Michael, an ex-gang member. He's lived in the no-go zone since he was born. Gang wars flare up every week. Countless people have already lost family members or friends in these struggles. For the station attendants, all customers are suspicious at first. In the no-go zone, they prefer to be protected by bulletproof glass.
I don't blame them.
Michael could also be a criminal or a gang member.
It's very necessary, anything can happen. Someone can come in here, try to reach over there, or someone come in here armed, try to rob the store, which they ain't worried about that. But,
they got it on them too.
It's basically safety purposes.
Can't knock them for trying to protect themselves, bro.
A lot of hot spots along 7 Mile have their own special names. Like Michael's, he lives in the so-called red zone. The area is located in the northeast corner with a zip code 48205, right between 7 and 8 Mile. The red zone is so dangerous that some of the people who live there call it the war zone, because the 7 Mile Bloods have also got their deadly finger in the pie.
The main problem in this area is gangs. Everybody want to be a gangbanger, so that creates a lot of violence, Everybody wants to be a blood.
With no hope for the future in Detroit, young people are driven onto the streets and directly into the hands of the waiting gangs. Michael was also unable to escape their allure. The temptation for quick cash got the better of him. It was the birth of his youngest son that woke him up.
That's a good thing,
I didn't know I could make it. From the time I was 16 to the time I was 18, I was, running the streets, selling drugs, And by the time I was 18, that changed. I got locked up one time, wanted to stay free, stay alive, because anything you go out here.
His son saved his life, and he's gonna save his son's life.
Over fucking $20,
Because his son won't ever have to see his father growing up in that lifestyle.
Michael spent more than 1 year in prison. Since then, he earns a lot less money working shifts than he did as a drug dealer. He wants to show his children that there's another way besides gangs and violence.
That's commendable, man.
The kids, it's very important, You want the kids to grow up to do the right thing, Get your education, because that's the most important thing in this world, is education. Without that, you don't have any knowledge and you don't know nothing, then you're pretty much screwed.
A good education is expensive. $11,000 for 1 year at a private school. And government alternatives? Not many of those around anymore.
Nope.
For a long time now, Detroit has been one of the largest deprived metropolitan areas in the United States.
It's crazy how
in the last 15
It's crazy how a place like this can exist in America. Like, there's no excuse. These guys have trillions of dollars to spend on all kinds of shit, but they can't even spend it where it matters in the community, in their cities. Like, think about that, bro. Like, how can this happen in America? It shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't even exist, bro, but it does, and it's crazy.
years, about 2/3 of all public schools have been closed. The reason? The collapse of the economy has had a major impact on the size of the population. Once the richest city in the country, it is now among the poorest. As a result, around 60% of all residents are believed to be illiterate.
Damn, 60%
Just a
is
few
illiterate.
street corners away,
Can't read
in a
or write.
temporary shelter belonging to the 7 Mile Bloods, the gang's plans for the future are taking shape. Gang leader Money has just done some business with a gun dealer. The gang will finally get some new weapons. After the cash is exchanged, the gun transfer takes place anonymously in one of the city's many stash houses.
I don't know how people can smoke cigarettes, man. That shit is
Every
disgusting to me.
stash spot gotta have something different. You don't keep everything in the same spot. I keep a stash spot for the money, keep a stash spot for the different drugs. You never keep the drugs and the money in the same spot. And I don't ever keep all my drugs in the same spot.
For such a special assignment, Boss Money only lets one man in the gang do the work, his right-hand man, Mo. Almost a third of
His
all
lieutenant
houses in the city
or
are
captain.
empty, because only about 670,000 people still live in Detroit. In its heyday, there were over 2 million. For gangs and criminals, the abandoned houses are the perfect stash for drugs and guns, or to hide a body.
Them contractors that get hired to
And
fix
while the
them houses
wealthier
gonna be in
residents
for a
of Detroit
surprise.
have fled to the suburbs outside the city, this so-called white flight means that of those remaining in the decaying inner city, almost 80% are African Americans, including Mo, the right-hand man of the 7 Mile Blood leader, who grew up here. He earned his status over the course of many ruthless years.
He's loading up the clip.
Yeah, it's definitely different ranks in the gang. You know, you got the low level, it's like pawns on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? They just expendable guys. They just around, you know, like your army front men.
You see what he
You got your
said?
regular generals, your level 2.
He said the low levels in the gang, they expendable. That's how the big homies be looking at some of y'all sometimes, bro. Y'all expendable. They don't care about y'all.
Of many ruthless years.
Yeah, it's definitely different ranks in the gang. You know, you got the low level, it's like pawns on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? They just expendable guys. They just around, you know, like your army front men. Then you got your regular generals, your level 2 generals, then your highest, you got your gang chief. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much call all the shots. I'm well connected, I'm respected with everybody, so I can move freely how I want to. You know what I mean? So I don't really have no certain tie, I'm my own entity, you know what I mean? I got my own situation going on, so people respect me and they know me, you know?
I like that
Mo is
mask,
getting
though. The
ready
mask
for
is
his
cool.
next mission, picking up the gun delivery. And he never leaves his house without one of his own.
Yeah, it's definitely best to protect yourself when you come do this. It's just common sense, you know? Like they say, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. So shootouts with police officers, shootouts with other gang members, shootout with other crews. Yeah, it's a lot, you know?
Only with the requisite firepower can they continue to dominate their territory and the other gangs, because the touch paper might light at any moment. Meanwhile, the bounty hunters have almost reached their destination. Their search leads them to the border area of the 7 Mile Bloods, where the sister of the wanted drug and weapons dealer allegedly lives. But here, lower-ranking gang members might cross their path.
They gonna be on to y'all. They gonna peep y'all pull up and give a warning.
Once at the house, they look for clues to lead them to their target. Getting out of the car is not an option at the moment. The danger is too great that the bounty hunters will be noticed by neighbors. Here, the team can never know who's a friend and who's an enemy.
For the most part, nobody wants to get involved because of the backlash and social media and the wildfire, that how they can, you know, go like that. If they were found out to have assisted, it could be very serious consequences for them. So they're more apt probably
They'll
not
get
to
killed.
say anything.
Plain and simple.
The house appears to be empty. It's getting too risky for the bounty hunters here. They abort the mission and disappear from the scene. During a short break, the neighbor from before reappears. He's one of the good guys and wants to help the team.
They ain't blur his face at all, huh? He crazy for that.
No, but it's just Rhonda and her brother live there now.
Well, that covers that up good. That keeps us from sitting out there bugging, worrying the neighborhood, sitting there wasting time, burning daylight.
A setback. The wanted man is not at his sister's house.
There you go, brother. Right on. That's my cell. Shoot me if you would. Text me your cell. Just if we get anything hot back this way.
Man, just volunteering
get some
information.
eyes on it before. Of course, if you see him, shoot me a text. I'll take a picture and shoot that to you. Poke down in there at all, or no?
The bounty hunters have informants all over the city. For a hot tip with a successful outcome, they'll pay up to $1,000. Right now, they're waiting for some feedback from their most important contact.
Mans will give you up for a band, bro.
Only a few street corners away, drug dealer Meach is making his deal at a gas station on 7 Mile.
Hop in, hop in, hop in.
Two rocks for $20. One after the other, dealer Meach makes the deliveries to his regular customers. So far, he's collected about $250.
It seems like the police ain't even
He
doing their
considers the
job,
danger
bro.
that one of the junkies will blow his cover to be low.
I don't really do the shady spots and stuff.
Where the
like
cops at? Like,
I'll
where the
pull up
detectives, the
real
undercovers?
quick. I know the general area that I'm pulling up. I pretty much, everything's familiar. So you know, you see some faces you don't see, some faces you see, and they don't look right gone ahead. Certain people stick out in this neighborhood. I can smell that type of shit. I'll be there in a minute.
He's careful. He only gives his number to loyal friends and helpers of the gang. Meanwhile, the bounty hunters are back out. They're still waiting for a tip from their informants. For gang member Mo, it's time to get going. His mission? To pick up the gang's long-awaited weapons shipment. Everyone's waiting for darkness to
I
fall.
wonder how these guys get in
one of the
touch.
most
Like
dangerous
the documentary
cities in the
people get in
USA.
touch with the gang members to do this shit.
As night descends, the entire length of 7 Mile is transformed into a deadly no-go zone. The risk of being murdered in Detroit is 11 times higher than New York City. An endless gang war holds the city in its clutches. Once police show up, a showdown is usually already over. The residents have but one chance to survive the night. Don't leave the house after dark. Michael also stays within his own 4 walls.
just didn't want you to rock with him.
You better Uber something. Don't go to the store.
You see it on the news every day. I don't think there's a day that go by that I turn on the news and it doesn't say anything about
somebody getting bodied,
someone innocent getting hurt, or just, you know, someone getting shot, period. You know, we just had a holiday. In that one day, we had over 20 shootings.
Shootings and crime, nothing new to him. Michael's house is positioned directly in the death zone.
I definitely want to move out of Detroit, out of the red zone. It's just gonna take me working my ass off to do it.
His dream,
hopefully you do it, bro.
A new home for his children. So the same...
All right, man, that's the reaction right there. That was a very, very informative, interesting video. And I definitely look forward to doing more reactions like this, no-go zones. I think those reactions are going to be lit, and we get to learn something. And I love the way they shoot the videos, you know. It's very immersive. You feel like you're there, you know. That's what I enjoyed about this documentary. And I might check the next one out, the Colombia one. You know, I want to see some no-go zones international, or like in other places in the world, you know. But this is definitely interesting. And I would like to see what are other places in America that are also no-go zones, because I think those would be some good-ass videos. But damn, that's almost 40 minutes long. Anyway, I enjoyed this video. Hopefully y'all stick with me throughout the whole reaction. If you did, you're the real MVP, man. Shout out to y'all. And you might, if you stood this long, you might as well hit the like button and subscribe. All right, it's your boy Dollars. I'll holla at y'all. I'm out of here.
For my time goes by, they gon' raise a nigga jersey in the sky. Treat a nigga right, big dreaming on my life. Shorty wanna get some air, I go and get her when I fly. Taking off when these niggas I retire. The minute I catch fire, I smoked them all before, just revisiting the high.